Hello and welcome to the Living in Eastern PA channel. My name is Cynthia and I will be your guide as we delve into all there is to know about living, working, playing, and relocating to Eastern Pennsylvania. I think the first thing that I should do is to clarify what I'm talking about. And I understand that I'm being vague when I describe this area as Eastern PA. When I say Eastern PA, my guess is that your mind goes to one of two places, either Philadelphia or the Poconos. And while those are great places to live and explore, what I want to concentrate on is the region between Philly and the Poconos. This is not Northeast Pennsylvania, or NEPA we call it, and it's not Southeast either. This is the Central East PA, also known as the Lehigh Valley. You'll hear me use Eastern PA and the Lehigh Valley interchangeably, and I mean the same region as shown here on the map. Today, I want to give you an overview of the area that I call home. This is a geographic and metropolitan area formed by the Lehigh River in Northampton and Lehigh counties. It is a component valley of the Great Appalachian Valley, bounded on the north by Blue Mountain and on the south by South Mountain. To the west is Lebanon Valley, and to the east, the Delaware River. The entire valley is approximately 40 miles long and 20 miles wide. There is one primary north-south highway running through the valley, and that's 33, which intersects with 78 on the south and 80 on the north in the Poconos. The two major east-west routes are 78 and 22. Along these two highways, from west to east, sit the three major cities of the Lehigh Valley. Locally, we call them ABE, which is also the identifier code for our airport in the region. Reading the letters from left to right corresponds with reading these cities on a map left to right or west to east. Allentown, Bethlehem, and Easton, ABE, form the metropolitan area of the Lehigh Valley, which is currently the 68th largest in the nation. While the Lehigh Valley may often be overshadowed by the large, bustling, historic city of Philadelphia, or the picturesque Pocono Mountains, it is a charming and diverse region with its own unique character. And these three cities, Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton, add distinctive flavors to this lesser-known corner of the Keystone State. We are steeped in pre-colonial, early American, and industrial history. Our region's storied past has become an uplifting present, from crayons to craft beer, Martin guitars to museums, covered bridges, and nationally recognized events such as Music Fest and Christkindlmarkt. In the Lehigh Valley, you can expect to find world-class healthcare, outstanding numerous higher education options, affordable housing in urban, suburban, and rural settings, and way more than enough things to do and places to eat. Eastern PA, to me, is the very definition of neighborhood living. Allentown is the third largest city in PA, behind our southern neighbor that we already mentioned, and Pittsburgh on the west side of the state. So it's Philly, Pitt, and Allentown in that order. Once an industrial powerhouse, Allentown steel mills were the backbone of the local economy. Today, echoes of the past resonate through preserved historical sites such as the Lehigh Valley Heritage Museum, America on Wheels Museum, and the Liberty Bell Museum. Allentown was founded in 1762 by William Allen. One of our two public high schools is named after him. He was a successful businessman and the former mayor of Philly. The city transformed from a small community of PA Dutch farmers into a marketing center for local farmers in the 1920s. The tradition still stands today at the Allentown Fairgrounds Farmers Market, where farmers and merchants sell everything from produce to baked goods to candy. And since I brought up the fairgrounds, it might be a good time to talk about the Great Allentown Fair. This multi-day event happens annually in late August, early September, and is dedicated to supporting the achievements of farmers, gardeners, and homemakers. Some of the features: agricultural exhibits, entertainment and concerts, including some big name performers. Midway, rides, food, of course, arts and crafts, motorsports, and a demolition derby. Along the same lines, with the rides being permanent, we have Dorney Park and Wildwater Kingdom. This is 2 parks for the price of 1, spread across 200 acres of amusement. There are more than 100 rides, shows, and attractions for guests of every age, to include 7 roller coasters, the largest collection of kids' rides in Planet Snoopy, and one of the country's best-ranked outdoor water parks. Thunderhawk, one of the oldest wooden roller coasters in the world, was even recognized by the American Coaster Enthusiast as an international roller coaster landmark. 1924, people. This thing is 100 years old. The city embraces innovation while paying homage to its industrial roots. One great example of this is the development of a place called the Old Allentown Metal Works. It was built in the early 1900s, and the factory once churned out heavy-duty steel components for power plants, cement, mining, and bridge construction before shutting its doors in 2011. After sitting idle for more than 10 years, it's now being given new life. This 50,000 square foot building was taken down to its shell in order for renovations to be made. What was left has been repurposed and rebuilt and now houses a thriving business, creating nearly 100 jobs in the process. It is the very embodiment of repurposing what already existed. Culturally, I want to talk about 2 events in Allentown that are significant to note. I've already mentioned the Great Allentown Fair, but the Allentown Arts Fest is an annual festival celebrating the arts through live musical performances, visual arts displays, interactive activities, and diverse food vendors, and showcases the talents of local and regional artists, and it provides an interesting and engaging cultural experience for the community. Then there is the Allentown Museum's 3rd Thursday Arts Crawl. You can become a Lehigh Valley art scene insider by taking advantage of this guided tour of downtown galleries, murals, and artist studios, meeting these artists in the spaces where they create. Guides who have been trained by the Allentown Art Museum will take you to some of the hottest spots for art and culture, including a stop at Blended Restaurant. For drinks and small plates, sign me up! While there are no MLB, NFL, MLS, NBA, NHL teams here, Allentown is home to 2 affiliate teams. The Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs are the AAA affiliate of the Philadelphia Phillies, playing in the International League. The team's home games are played at the stunning Coca-Cola Park in Allentown. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms are the American Hockey League affiliate of the Philadelphia Flyers. They play their home games at the PPL Center in downtown Allentown. Today, Allentown's diversified economy supports reinvented urban manufacturing and entrepreneurship through startup incubators like the Bridgeworks Enterprise Center. This houses manufacturers in a former Mack Trucks plant. In recent years, downtown Allentown has seen a massive renaissance and development in its neighborhood improvement zone, which continues to attract new businesses, luxury living spaces, development, energy, and visitors to Allentown. 3 fast facts about Allentown. There are 13 locations in Allentown listed on the National Register of Historic Places. It has more parkland per capita than any other city its size in the U.S., and the Allentown Art Museum features a room designed by Frank Lloyd Wright and boasts an original Rembrandt in the Crest Gallery. Continuing east on our virtual tour, we land in Bethlehem, which is also known as Christmas City, USA. While this designation came as a result of the efforts of the Chamber of Commerce in 1937, it sticks because of its most prominent decoration. A giant star shining down from South Mountain, mimicking the biblical guide of the Magi. This structure is rooted in Bethlehem's highest point, 890 feet above sea level. It's 91 feet tall, 40 feet wide, and when illuminated, can be seen more than 20 miles away. Bethlehem was also well known for many years for another reason: the steel. If you live here, there is no reason to say Bethlehem Steel. Call it the Steel and everyone will know what you're talking about. Founded in 1857 and until its closure in 2003, it was one of the world's largest steel producing and shipbuilding companies. At the height of its success and productivity, the company was a symbol of American manufacturing leadership in the world. And its decline and liquidation in the late 20th century is similarly cited as an example of America's diminished manufacturing leadership. While the closure may have marked the end of an era for the iconic industrial giant, Bethlehem, like its neighbor, has embarked on a remarkable journey of recovery and reinvention. The city has been transformed from an industrial powerhouse to a diverse and vibrant community. While I won't go into all of those key factors until another video on Bethlehem, let me just say that the Renaissance has been remarkable. One amazing transformation has to be the industrial Steelstacks into a cultural campus. This old, abandoned, and frankly scary site, which sat empty and untouched for years, has been given new life by repurposing it into an arts and culture center. Key features of this 10-acre campus are an art house cinema, a restaurant and cafe, space for events like receptions, fundraisers, an indoor concert venue, and an amazing outdoor amphitheater with the stage set in front of the beautifully illuminated steel stacks. It is truly spectacular. A concert in front of the haunting, gently illuminated, abandoned steel stacks is something you will not forget. I really have to give credit to the planners who decided to gently turn the lights up as the sun goes down so that there's a seamless transition between daylight and the illumination of the steel stacks. In addition to the steel stacks, there is another impressive adaptive reuse of space: the banana factory. This complex, assembled from 6 buildings, includes a former banana distribution warehouse. It's home to visual arts education programs, 30 studio artists, 3 galleries, and multiple classrooms. It's also home to the PA Youth Theater, which offers dance, drama, and voice education to students 6 to 18 years old. Budding artists and interested students of any age may come here and take a course on topics as diverse as photography, ceramics, sculpture, jewelry, metals, fiber arts, or even glass blowing. One of the most well-known annual events that has put Bethlehem on the map has to be Music Fest. Music Fest is held over a 10-day period every August. It was established in 1984, and it has grown to become the largest non-gated free musical festival in the nation. The lineup is diverse, with performances covering genres including rock, pop, indie, classical, jazz, and polka. Yes, you heard me right. I just said polka. The multiple stages and venues are set up all over the city. While it involves some walking, It gives you an opportunity to explore different parts of the city while enjoying live music. There are also street performers, interactive exhibits, diverse food and drink, of course. And the backdrop is Bethlehem with its historic architecture and scenic location. All of that adds up to the unique charm of this festival. No discussion of Bethlehem would be complete without a mention of the Moravians, as they played a pivotal role in the history. The Moravian Church, which still exists but in a more modern form, is a Protestant denomination with its roots in the 15th century Bohemian Reformation. They established a community in Bethlehem in 1741, led by Count Nicholas Ludwig von Zinzendorf. A group of Moravian settlers sought to create a self-sustaining religious community focused on piety, education, and industry. The Moravians were known for their emphasis on community living, education, and missionary work. By 1747, just 6 years after their arrival and settlement, they had established 35 crafts, trades, and industries, including a grist mill, tannery, blacksmith, and the iconic Gemeinhaus, also known Community House. The Moravians also had a strong commitment to education. In 1742, they founded the Moravian Seminary for Girls, one of the earliest educational institutions for women in the American colonies. Today, the Moravian influence is still evident in Bethlehem architecture, with well-preserved buildings like the Central Moravian Church and the Gemeinhaus, which is still standing. The Moravian Historic District in Bethlehem is called the Colonial Industrial Quarter, and it stands as testament to the enduring legacy of the Moravian settlers and their significant impact on the cultural and historic development of the city. Just like Allentown in the last decade, Bethlehem has experienced its own renaissance. The historic district is now home to the affectionately called Restaurant Row. And you can find Italian, tapas, Thai, Mexican, French bistro, Polish deli, vegan, Irish pub, just to name a few. In between those restaurants, there are boutiques, gift shops, art galleries, specialty stores, one as charming as the other. Across the river on the south side of the city, you'll find the South Side Arts District, a revitalization initiative that works to improve the promotion, design, and economic vitality of South Bethlehem. Also located on the south side is Lehigh University, a private research university. It's home to over 7,000 undergrad and graduate students. So finally, nestled along the banks of the scenic Delaware River is our last city, Easton. Like Allentown and Bethlehem, this is a city that effortlessly weaves together its rich history and modern vibrancy. I like to think of downtown Easton as a little Manhattan, and I do mean little compared to Manhattan. The buildings aren't nearly as high, the population is much lower, but that same city scene and spirit is there. Easton, however, is steeped in colonial charm with its downtown cobblestone streets and historic buildings. The Bachman Public House, which was constructed in 1753, is one such building. I would consider Center Square as Easton's beating heart. This square, home to the iconic Easton Peace Candle, serves as a gathering place, and it encapsulates the city's community spirit. Easton stands as a testament to significant moments in American history, including this one. On July 8th, 1776, the Great Square, now known as Center Square, was the site for one of only 3 public readings of the Declaration of Independence. This historic event is celebrated each year on Heritage Day, when thousands gather to join in the reenactments of the reading and to revel in entertainment, good food, and fireworks over the Delaware and Lehigh rivers. The State Theater Center for the Arts brings culture to the forefront, hosting diverse performances and events. Coming this year are the State Ballet of Ukraine's Snow White, several tribute shows including Linda Ronstadt, the Bee Gees, ABBA, and Taylor Swift, and then several comedy and children's shows. Then there are the famous food festivals. The first happens in early October, and the tagline is Eat, Drink, Stink. Any guesses? It's Garlic Fest, where you can eat practically anything you ever wanted or never wanted, including ice cream. Now, if you were to hand me ice cream or pretty much anything with the highlight of this next fest, I would probably eat it. Any guesses here? That's right, it is bacon! Bacon Fest! Every carnivore's favorite meat. We have bacon on a stick, chocolate-covered bacon, the 50-50 bacon burger, bacon cannoli, bacon Bloody Mary, bacon poutine, bacon sticky buns. This festival has every salty, sweet, smoky bacon treat that you can imagine. Both of these street parties, of course, feature cooking demonstrations, craft beer and libations, live music and entertainment, family-friendly activities, and bacon or garlic-themed merchandise and costumes. The Easton Farmers Market was established in 1752, the year of the city's founding. So for more than 2.5 centuries, farmers and merchants gathered in Easton's Great Square to peddle their fresh and handcrafted wares. You see, Easton's proximity to Philly and New York City and its unique place at the confluence of the Delaware and Lehigh rivers made it a natural site for regional commerce. The coronavirus pandemic took the market from Center Square to its new location at Scott Park on the river, where there's more space. While all of this history of the Easton Farmers Market and the fact that it's been running longer than any other may seem boring or insignificant to you, I think that it is a testimony to the residents of the city that they continue to maintain and support local farmers, vendors, craftspeople, and small businesses. Just like its larger neighbors, Allentown and Bethlehem, Easton has become a foodie's dream. Surrounding the city square and shooting off the 4 streets from the square, you could find a diverse collection of such cuisines as Cajun, Japanese, Italian, Indian, modern Mexican, seafood, coal-fired pizza, Lebanese, Polish, Peruvian, and several brew pubs. Easton is also home to tourist attractions such as the Crayola Experience, the National Canal Museum, to parks, walking and biking trails, and to Lafayette College, Lehigh's big rival. But Eastern PA is not just home to this trio of towns. Beyond these cities and off the beaten path lie smaller towns, often called boroughs, and each of them contributes their unique charm to the Lehigh Valley. Just to name a few, we have Emmaus, Macungie, Hanover Township, Hellertown, Saucon Valley, Salisbury, Center Valley, Catasauqua, Whitehall, Northampton, Bath, Nazareth, Wind Gap and Penn Argyl, Bangor, Forks Township, Palmer, Wilson, Williams Township. We have College Hill, Southside Easton, West Ward Easton, Coopersburg, and I plan to explore them all. Bring them to you and allow you to get to know the neighborhoods, the festivals, and the treasures that lie within each of them. I may even explore a single block or street that I find beautiful or intriguing, because maybe you'll find them beautiful and intriguing too. And maybe, just maybe, you'll see your dream home on that street. This channel is about living, working, playing, and relocating to Eastern PA. My name is Cynthia, and I look forward to being your guide.